Hello, hoping your day is going well. Today we're going to do a couple of things. One of them we're going to do is called Moros y Cristianos. Moros y Cristianos is a traditional dish in Cuba which sort of exemplifies the blend of two different religions or two different ethnic groups. In this case, it's going to be the Christians and the Moors. So they're reflected in the two ingredients, which are going to be white rice to represent the Christians or the Europeans that came to the American continent, and the black beans will represent the Moors. So we have those two contrasting colors, but also reflected in the food. So today we're going to do this. So basically it's black beans and rice. In addition to that, we're going to do some plantains, which has become very typical in Latin America. And also we're going to do a cucumber salad with parsley, and then we're going to do some chicken in a pimento sauce with tomato. So just hang in and we'll get that started. So the first thing we'll do, let's say the day before, if you're going to do this, sometimes you will just get black beans and basically just soak them, and then the following day you'll cook them. But I didn't have much time to do that today, so I just got some beans already in a can. So I have these cans of black bean, Goya black beans. So what I'm going to do now is open this can, get it started with the rice, and then I'm going to show you step by step how we're going to do that, okay? So a little bit of history behind the food is that, for example, in la sección oriente de Cuba, in the east part of Cuba, they use a lot of red beans. So we have, and sometimes they use the name interchangeable. For example, you would say, people say Congrí, and it sometimes refers to the red beans, but also refers nowadays to the black beans. So when they will serving Moros y Cristianos, they will have the black beans served aside and the white rice, or the white rice served and then the black beans served on it. So you will see different variations of it, but just know that when you hear Congrí, it refers to a type of bean, sometimes a red bean, or for the most part a black bean with rice cooked in the rice. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to cook the beans and the rice together. I already have here in the pot, I have the onion already chopped and the bell pepper already chopped, and also some garlic diced. So I'm going to saute that, and then we're going to start adding the rest of the ingredients, including the beans and the rice, and then we're going to bring that to a boil and then cook the rice and then get started with the chicken and the rest. Part of the tradition is that people will add a little bit of pork in it. I'm doing this one without pork. So here I'm pouring the second can of beans into that. And then what I'll do, some recipes that I've seen actually today will add to this some chicken stock. I want to keep it a little bit more in the traditional area, so what I'll do is add a little bit more water to this and then boil it. Then we'll add to that a bay leaf, so I'll have a bay leaf right here. And then we'll make that simmer, and then to get all the spices. Also some oregano, which we'll add right here. I'm going to add like a teaspoon of oregano to that. And then we'll season that to taste with some salt. And we'll just make it cook and then add the rice. In the meantime, what I already did here, which I have and I'll show you, I already diced a cucumber, and I did it in little cubes, and also kept some slices. So what I'm going to do with that is start marinating the cucumbers with the parsley to make a salad, and then we'll just assemble that in a few minutes. As the water begins to get hotter, what we're going to do is then add a tablespoon of tomato paste. So we add that to that. Then as that dissolves in the water and starts to boil, then it's almost getting time to add to this. We're going to add a dash of cumin, which we're going to do right here, to that. Then once this begins to simmer, then we add the rice. And then so we have a little bit of oil that we have put in this skillet, and I'm going to add the chicken to that. You can hear it sizzle as I do that. And then for the salad, the cucumber and parsley salad and tomato, actually, we're going to do a vinaigrette for that, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. So typically in Latin America, if you were to ask for vinegar and oil, you will basically get either white vinegar or just regular vinegar. So very unusual, we'll have this apple cider or the balsamic vinaigrette. Yeah. So keeping it a little bit in the tradition of what you will find in Latin countries or in restaurants that you will go, I'm going to make this this little dressing with some vinegar. So I'm going to just pour some vinegar in this bowl here. And then I'm going to add some olive oil. And then normally what we'll add to that is black pepper and a pinch of salt, or you can salt to taste, yeah? Then once you stir that, you just whisk it, you taste it, and then we're going to pour this on the celery and the cucumber that I already have. Then we'll just make that marinate a little bit. So you sometimes want to do this earlier, that the cucumber can absorb the salt. And also remember that cucumber usually is pretty bland, so you might need to add a little bit more salt to taste, but you can always just see how you like it. So we have the chicken already basically cooked. Now what I'm going to do is, in the skillet in which we had the chicken, we're going to deglaze that, what's there. So I'm going to add some diced tomatoes. As you can see right here, I have some diced tomatoes. So we're going to start making the sauce in which we're going to finish cook the chicken. So we're going to make these two, then we're going to make what are called maduros. Typically, this dish, Moros y Cristianos or Congrí, depending on how they call it, is served with something called ropa vieja, which is beef. I had chicken, so I didn't feel like going to the store to get ropa vieja, so I'm going to serve it with the chicken. And then we're going to also have some maduros and a salad. So as we work in the sauce for the chicken, I'm adding a sliced red bell pepper. Now I'm adding some chicken stock to that, and what we'll do, we'll make this basically simmer until the red bell peppers are cooked and soft, and then start getting the flavor of the peppers out into the sauce. Then we'll add the chicken, and also I added to this 2 minced garlic, so that's already in the sauce, and then we'll start seasoning this to taste. I'm about to get ready to start making the plantains, so what I'll do, I'll slice them. So I'm just showing you how we do. We slice them this way, not too thin but not too thick either. So after slicing the plantains, what we're going to do now is add some oil to a skillet or saucepan. I have a saucepan in this case. So be mindful, we normally do not fry plantains with olive oil. We normally use any kind of oil. In this case I have canola oil, and what I'll do is just pour some in here, and then we'll cook this on medium high. The goal is to get the plantains to be literally golden or brown, and then we'll just flip them. Whilst we take them out, you can actually put them on some paper towel, and that will soak up a little bit of the grease. Yep. So, and if you can see right here, we have the chicken already in the skillet. So as the plantains are beginning to get brown, we flip the ones that are ready. Then we'll take them out accordingly, and then just put them on a plate with some paper.